Shalom, Barakatah. This is High Priest called Halal Love the Law, back with another video lesson, giving all praises, honor, power, glory, dominion, majesty, reverence, blessings, worship, love, and admiration to the Most High, Yahweh, and Yahweh only. Double honors, triple honors to Yahweh and Yahweh only. No Bahashim. Understand that? All right. Now, the title of today's video lesson is Proof. Isaiah 9:6 is not about JC. This is the proof of the truth. I'm the high priest called Halal. This is YOZ University, the YOZ school. Welcome to class. We about to cut these non-believers up like arts and crafts and edify the lower class to a higher class, the higher class of the aristocracy of Israel, the remnant. Understand that? Yeah. Y'all know it's YOZ to the saints are free, and we're here at the biggest misconception and deception that the Christians and Christianites are teaching the whole world is that Isaiah 9:6 is a prophecy about the Greek mythological fictional character invisible idol JC, idol Shai, when it's not. Okay? Isaiah 9:6 is not written in prophecy form. It's not written in a future tense. It's written in a past tense. And we brought this out already on the Calvin Israel channel, but we're going to bring it out again and go off into more details, because we always can make things clearer, right? Okay. Isaiah 9:6 is not about the Greek mythological fictional character invisible idol JC, idol Shai. It's not. Okay, yes, the New Testament was originally written in Greek, the language of the Edomite Greek Romans, the arch enemies of Israel. Wake up. All right, now, from the top, Isaiah 9:6, and it reads, "For unto us a child is born." That is making it past tense. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. Okay? It's not a prophecy. It's written in past tense. Right? Now, if it was a prophecy, it'd be written in a future tense. And it'll read like this. For unto us a child will be born. Unto us a son will be given, or shall be born, and shall be given. That will make it prophecy form, a future tense. But as we read it, as it is written, it's written in past tense. Okay? So we have to respect that. For unto us a child is born. The child is already born. Unto us a son is given. The son is already given. Then you have those two dots right there. That's a colon. Isaiah 9:6 is a clause. A clause is a group of words containing a subject and a predicate. And the colon is there, of course, to separate the subject from the predicate. And the Christians read right through this colon, joining it all together. And the Christians taught the Christianites to do that as well. A colon is to separate and distinguish a thing. Like you'll find a colon in a digital clock, separating the hour from the minute. Now in this verse here, the colon is separating the two subjects from the predicate. A predicate is a punchline, the conclusion. We also use a colon to separate the chapter from the verse. As you can see it right here, Isaiah 9:6. Now leave this up to the Christians that don't respect the colon they will call Isaiah 9:6 Isaiah 96. Right? Maybe Isaiah 96 is about JC because Isaiah 96 does not exist like JC, the Greek mythological fictional character, does not exist. Okay? But Isaiah 9:6 is not about JC. Okay? For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. You see them colons right there, right? Now, this child that is born, this son that is given, is Isaiah's son, Mahershala Hashbaz. Isaiah, his children, is given for signs in Israel. JC is not from Isaiah's line for him to be a sign in Israel. Okay, now let's go and get that. All right. We're going to go to Isaiah 8:18. We're going to take our time with this. Right? So y'all can really understand it. Right? Isaiah 8:18. Behold, I and the children whom Yahweh has given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel from Yahweh of hosts, which dwelleth in Mount Zion. So JC does not come from the line of Isaiah as it was written in the New Testament, right? No, he don't trace back to Isaiah, okay? So he's not this sign that's being spoken of here in Isaiah 7, 8, and chapter 9. Okay? It's Isaiah's son, Mahershala Hashbaz. I can't stress that enough. The son in Isaiah 9:6 is Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. I did the whole video lesson on the Calvin Israel channel, and then someone commented, who is the son though? Who was the child born? It's Mahershala Hashbaz. Let's go and get that real quick. We're going to go get it and come back to it just to bring it all together. Okay. Isaiah 8:3. And I went unto the prophetess, and she conceived and bare a son. Then said Yahweh to me, call his name Mahershala Hashbaz. That's a long name. A lot of people can't pronounce that. You know, I'm not good at pronouncing names either, but I got that one, huh? Mahershala Hashbaz. That's his name. Now, going back to Isaiah 9:6 to further break it down. And we have that established. That the child that is born and the son that is given is Isaiah's son, Mahershala Hashbaz, because Isaiah's children are for signs in Israel. And this son that was born and given was a sign for King Ahaz and the Israelites to not worry about Syria and Northern Kingdom Israel coming up against them. Right? And we're going to get off into that when we grab the context, starting at Isaiah 7:1. Okay? Now, further breaking down Isaiah 9:6, the child is Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. Then you have the colon right there. You see those two dots? That's a colon. It's separating who that is talking about, the child, from who is about to be spoken of after the colon. So who is spoken of before this colon is not who is going to be spoken of after this colon. Okay? That's what a colon does. It separates. Okay? Separate. And it reads, after the colon, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's the Most High. That's Yahweh. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. Now, once again, from the top. For unto us a child is born. Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. Unto us a son is given. That's Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. Then we have the colon. Now, who is spoken of before this colon is not who's spoken of after this colon. Okay? And the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's the Most High. Okay? The subject is Isaiah's son. The other subject is the Most High God. Okay? So, let's go and prove that that's the Most High God. Let's go to Psalms 22, verse 28. Psalms chapter 22, verse 28. For the kingdom is Yahweh's, and he is the governor among the nations. Yes, he governs this whole world. He's the governor. The government shall be upon his shoulder. He operates this whole thing. He's the creator. For the kingdom is Yahweh's, and he is the governor among the nations. There you go. Back to Isaiah 9:6. From the top. For unto us a child is born. The child is Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. Unto us a son is given. The son that's given is Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. Then you have the colon. Okay, now who was spoken of before this colon, Isaiah's son, Mahershala Hashbaz, is not who is spoken of after this colon, the Most High. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's the Most High. And then there's another colon bringing in the conclusion, and that is praising the Most High God, Yahweh. Okay? And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Oh, whoa, the Prince of Peace? Yahweh is not a prince. Yahweh is a king. How can this be about the Most High God, Yahweh? It's about JC. JC is a prince. But then at the same time, you're going to say JC is the everlasting father. But he's not the king, though. He's the prince. So how can he be the everlasting father, the mighty God? Right? But the proper understanding to this is king and prince means the same thing in Hebrew. It just means ruler. So yes, the Prince of Peace is the Most High God, Yahweh. He is the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, the King of Peace. King and prince means the same thing in Hebrew. And we're going to go and prove that. Let's go to 1 Kings 11 and 31. 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 31. And he said to Jeroboam, okay, the man of God, the prophet, said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. Because that they have forsaken me and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Shema, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in my eyes, to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hands, but I will make him prince all the days of his life, for David my servant's sake, whom I chose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hands, but I will make him prince all the days of his life. Talking about Solomon, making Solomon prince all the days of his life, even though Solomon was a king all the days of his life. Solomon was a mighty king. He was the king of Israel, the king of Judah. He was the king of the whole known world at that time. Yes, he was indeed a king, but you have it here, the Most High God saying he is a prince all the days of his life. Why? Because king and prince means the same thing in Israel. It means the same thing in Hebrew. It just means a ruler. It's the same thing. Okay? And the Most High God established that it's the same thing, because King Solomon was a king. But the Most High God saying he's a prince all the days of his life. Yes. Look it up. King and prince means the same thing in Hebrew. So yes, the Most High God is the Prince of Peace, the King of Peace, however you want to say it. It's the Most High. Now, back at Isaiah 9:6, it reads, for unto us a child is born. That's Mahershala Hashbash. Unto us a son is given. That's Mahershala Hashbash. Isaiah's son. Then we have the colon separating who is talking about in the next sentence. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. That's the Most High God. We already proved that with Psalms 22 and 28. The Most High God governs this whole world. And then we have another colon there, and it's separating the subject from the predicate. We're bringing in the conclusion, and that is to give praise to the Most High God. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Why? Because he performed this whole thing. Right? Isaiah's son has been born. The sign in Israel has been born. The sign that says everything is going to be okay, Israel. Syria and Northern Kingdom Israel is not going to overtake us and destroy us. Look, we have the sign. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. Right? Mahershala Hashbaz. He's the sign. The child that is born. To let us know that everything is okay. We're not going to be destroyed by Syria and Northern Kingdom Israel. Everything's okay, Judah. All praises be to the Most High God, the wonderful Counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. He brought us peace by bringing us this sign, this child that is born and given to us. You get it? Here in the next verse, Isaiah 9:7, of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. That's the Most High. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it. The Most High God orders it. And to establish it. The Most High God established the king. Okay? The Most High God established the throne and the king and the kingdom, to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this. So praises to the Most High God. He is wonderful. The Counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace, right? The Prince of Peace, the King of Peace, okay? It may have said in the original version that was written by the scribes, King of Peace. Who knows? It might was written King of Peace, and then down the line from it being rewritten over and over and over and over and by different groups of people. First, the Hebrew scriptures was written in Paleo Hebrew by the scribes, right? Then the scribes were succeeded by the Masoretes, right? Then the Masoretes was succeeded by the Ben Asher family. Then Daniel Bomberg printed the first Old Testament Bible in modern Hebrew in 1517. Then King James translated it into English from the modern Hebrew version, from the Daniel Bomberg modern Hebrew version. But Daniel Bomberg translated it into modern Hebrew from Paleo Hebrew from the Ben Asher text. Okay? You get that? So somewhere down the road of it being hand copied for centuries, yeah, it probably turned into Prince of Peace from King of Peace. But still in all, King and Prince means the same thing in Hebrew. Look it up. Okay? Now we're going to go and grab some context to further prove this. Let's go to Isaiah 7:1. This is Isaiah 7:1, and we're going to read. I'm not going to tell y'all to read it for yourself. I know the truth. and I call myself a teacher, Kohela or whatever, and I'm going to tell you to go and read it on your own. You need to read. You need to read it on that. Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm not the idiot over there at Hebrew on the island. Hebrew on the island too. Deserted on an island somewhere, bugged out, losing his mind, don't know who is who. All he knows is that the New Testament is false. He don't know any other truth about the Bible. But we're going to get off into that in another lesson. All right. Now, grabbing some context, Isaiah 7:1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. Ephraim is northern kingdom Israel, just like Judah is southern kingdom Israel, okay, from the top. And it was told, okay, it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim. And his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved in the wind. Then said Yahweh unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, you and Shear-Jashub, thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool in the highway of the fuller's field. And say unto him, Take heed and be quiet. Fear not, neither be faint-hearted. For the two tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin with Syria, and of the son of Remaliah. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, Let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabeel. Thus says the Lord Yahweh, It shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus. Now pay attention, because this right here is an important part that we're going to have to come back to. For the head of Syria is Damascus. Okay? Remember that. The head of Syria is Damascus. And the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. And the head of Ephraim, which is northern kingdom, is Samaria. Okay, remember that. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria. And the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye will not believe, surely you shall not be established. Okay. Moreover, Yahweh spake again unto Ahaz, saying, Ask thee a sign of Yahweh, your God. Ask it, either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahweh. And he said, Isaiah said, Hear ye now, O house of David, is it a small thing for you to weary men? But will ye weary my God also? Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, Emmanuel is just the nickname. It means God is with us. Okay, so we see that Isaiah is saying this, but Yahweh established it and said, no, call his name Mahershala Hashbaz. Okay, now this version right here is Amma. It means in Hebrew just a girl of marriageable age. It does not mean a woman that never had sex before, right? It just means a woman of marriageable age, not a girl that never had sex before. You see, the New Testament twisted it like that because they are reading like a Greek translation when they were writing and plagiarizing, right? When they were writing the New Testament and plagiarizing the Hebrew scriptures, they were reading from the Greek Septuagint. That is a Greek translation of the Hebrew scriptures, the so-called Old Testament. So the Greek definition of virgin is what they used in the New Testament. But the Hebrew has a different definition of virgin. All right, so that's how it got mixed up, and they went off and said that Mary was impregnated and was of child of the Holy Ghost. She was impregnated by the Holy Ghost, as it reads in the New Testament, before Joseph and Mary came together, before they had sex. Mary was pregnant with child of the Holy Ghost. Okay? Now, let's go and prove that. We're going to go off into the Hebrew. Now, this is Isaiah 14. Isaiah 7 and 14, Salakia. This is Isaiah 7 and 14. We're going to see this word virgin right here. H5959.
Strong's H5959. Alma. Alma.
So, Alma. Right? And we go up here to the Hebrew lexicon. And it reads, of the proceeding, a girl of marriageable age. That's all it means. A girl of marriageable age. Okay, that's in the Hebrew lexicon. A girl of marriageable age. So that's what virgin means in Hebrew. Amma. A girl of marriageable age. All right. Now, here at Isaiah 7:14, read it again. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Okay. Now let's go and prove that this child that is a sign to King Ahaz and the Israelites is indeed Isaiah's son, Maher-shalal-hash-baz. Okay, now we're going to go to Isaiah 8 and 3. Here again. And I went unto the prophetess, and she conceived, and bare a son. Then said Yahweh to me, call his name Maher-shalal-hash-baz. Isaiah 8 and 4. For before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria. So, the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of northern kingdom is Samaria. So, these kingdoms are being destroyed. Syria and Ephraim, northern kingdom. Okay? It says, for before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, right? Just like the sign says, before the child has knowledge to refuse the evil and choose the good, right? Northern kingdom and Syria will be destroyed, right? Now let's go to Isaiah 7. Isaiah 7 and 15. Isaiah 16. It's right here. Isaiah 7 and 16. For before the child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good, the land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Just like Isaiah 8 and 4 says. Before the child has knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, then these nations will be destroyed. Right? Isaiah 8:4. For before the child shall have knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, the riches of Damascus and the spoil of Samaria shall be taken away before the king of Assyria. Okay, now the head of Syria is Damascus and the head of Ephraim is Samaria. So it's talking about Syria and Ephraim being destroyed. And Yahweh is having the Assyrians destroy them. Okay, so we're going to further prove that. We're going to go to Isaiah 7 and 8. We're going to prove that the head of Syria is Damascus and the head of Ephraim is Samaria. Isaiah 7 and 8. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, that it be not a people. And the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Remaliah's son. If ye will not believe, surely ye shall not be established. Okay? And there you go. So Maher-shalal-hash-baz, Isaiah's son, that he had with the prophetess, was a sign that was given here in Isaiah 14. It was a sign that was given to King Ahaz that before this child of Isaiah's, Mahershala Hashbaz, can grow old enough to know good and evil and choose the good and refuse the evil, and before this child has the knowledge to cry, my father and my mother, Northern Kingdom in Syria will be no longer a threat. Okay? And we just established that. And the Most High God says, surely, if ye will not believe, surely ye shall not be established. So if you don't believe that Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son, is the child and he is the sign, then you will not be established. So if you believe it's JC, you will not be established because you are going to be in idolatry, because that will place you in high idolatry, some serious idolatry. With that saying that what the Christian lights is saying that it is saying. So what Christianity is saying, Isaiah 9:6 is saying, is that JC is the everlasting Father, the mighty God. And yeah, that's going to place you in some serious idolatry. Okay? So if you won't believe that Isaiah, his son, Mahershala Hashbaz, is the sign, if you won't believe that he's the child that was born and given in Isaiah 9:6, then you will not be established. Right? And Isaiah 9:6 cannot just be read straight through without respecting the punctuation marks. Right? So, there. I know that was edifying. Isaiah 9:6 is not about JC. Partly when it speaks of the child that is born and the son that is given, that's about Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son. The rest of the verse is about the Most High God, Yahweh. Okay? There you go. Very easy. Very simple to understand. Okay? Very easy. Very simple. But the Christian lights will like to say, because this is so clear once you read it in context, that, it's about a sign that's given to King Ahaz. They would like to say that it's a dual prophecy. So they'll say, yeah, you're right, but it's a dual prophecy. It's about JC too. Yeah, well, we're going to cut that, because this child was a sign given to King Ahaz in Israel that Northern Kingdom will be destroyed. JC was written up in Greek to be a child that is to save Northern Kingdom in the entire world. So how is it a dual prophecy when this is a sign that a child will be born as a sign that Northern Kingdom will be destroyed? But as it is written in the New Testament, JC is a child born to save Northern Kingdom and to save the entire world. You can say the entire world of Israel, but that includes Northern Kingdom. So as the One West doctrine goes, he's to bring Northern Kingdom back to the fold. That's why the apostles are out there bringing in the Gentiles. The Gentiles are supposed to be Northern Kingdom, right? And it doesn't make any sense of this being a dual prophecy. It doesn't line up, because once again, this child is a sign that Northern Kingdom will be destroyed. JC is a child born to save Northern Kingdom. They do not match. It's not a dual prophecy. Okay? Now let's go and prove that. JC was not born as a sign that Northern Kingdom will be destroyed. So this is not a dual prophecy in Isaiah 7. Isaiah 7 and 14, okay? We'll go to Matthew 1 and 21. Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name JC. For he shall save his people from their sins. For he shall save his people from their sins. Okay. And let's go to John. We're going to go to John 3:16. John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world of Israel, including Northern Kingdom. Wait, not to condemn Northern Kingdom? But wait, this is a sign to condemn Northern Kingdom in Isaiah 7 and 14. As we read. Wait. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Saved. Not destroyed. Not to destroy Northern Kingdom. It's not why he was sent into the world, but Mahershala Hashbaz, Isaiah's son, was sent into the world as a sign to know that Northern Kingdom will be destroyed. Yes, Northern Kingdom Israel will be destroyed. Okay, so no. Isaiah 9:6 is not about JC. Isaiah 7:14 is not about JC. I respect the colon. Now, once again, let's go to Isaiah 9:6. Isaiah 9:6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. It's a colon right there, is it not? You read the KJV too, right? It's a colon right there, is it not? Okay, so respect the colon and what it means. All right, now it's separating who is talking about before the colon from who is talking about after the colon. Okay, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. That his is the most highest shoulder. And we proved that with Psalms 22, verse 28. Okay, now we have another colon, and this separates the subject from the conclusion. And the conclusion is praising the Most High God for giving this sign, for giving this child as a sign to have nothing to worry about. Okay, so this is about the Most High when it says, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Prince means the same thing as king in Hebrew.